Hello, Wildcat fans. This is another edition of the Coach's Corner presented by Atrium Health. I'm Bryson Burns, filling in for Paul Roper, alongside Davidson head coach Scott Abel. Coach Abel, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Now, looking at this past Saturday's game against Dayton, they played very well on defense. It was definitely one of the bright spots for the Wildcats, only giving up 16 points against a team that was third in the PFL, both in scoring offense and total offense. What were some of the keys to success for the Davidson team on the defensive side of the ball?
Well, I think each week our guys have really grown, matured on that side of the football, become more comfortable with schematics and what we're doing this year. And it showed up Saturday in a big way. We played fast, we played confident, we rallied and tackled well, and that's a great thing for us as we move forward.
Speaking of confident, that defensive backfield had some really good plays, an interception by both Daniel Carter and Amari Hill deep in Davidson's own territory as Dayton was driving. They played very well against a Dayton team that was in the top 20 in FCS in terms of total passing.
Yeah, we did. I thought that it was a really big challenge for us this week, but our guys rise to the occasion, right? That secondary has grown up a lot, in the last year and a half. And it showed up against a really quality opponent Saturday, and it couldn't be prouder of the effort and execution we got in the back half on defense. But it does always start up front with can we get pressure, make the quarterback uncomfortable, and I thought we did that Saturday, right? I thought from the get-go he was uncomfortable, and that really gave some advantages to our back half. And Coach Berlin and the staff did a great job of disguising some things and putting the guys in the best situation to be successful, and our guys took advantage of it.
Now going from the defensive backfield to the offensive backfield, another good afternoon for those running backs, especially Mason Sharon. Had a career-high 157 rushing yards along with 2 TD carries. He really kept Davidson in the game late.
Well, it became an inside run game, unfortunately. We're very, very proud of our backfield, and we run the ball downhill better than anybody in the country. We needed to get something going on the perimeter that we never fully established, right? And Mason and Mari and our inside blocking scheme allowed us to give us a chance to win the football game, right? But at the end, just missed on some opportunities there in our kicking game. I am extremely proud of the effort our guys gave on the offense side. Execution wasn't always there. We never quite got comfortable completely in our read game and our option game. Our passing game certainly got better in the second half, but it struggled in the first half. Our guys gave it, we're proud of the effort. I thought we played really hard. Didn't always execute as well in our option scheme. But at the end of the day, put some drives together to give the team a chance to win, and just came up short. Going into that, I thought it was our biggest challenge of the year offensively. Dayton, to this point, the best defense we'd seen all year. We knew that coming into it. They'd beaten the scholarship program, really should have beaten 2 scholarship programs, had Indiana State beat, and their defense had been a big part of that. And so we knew the challenge was real, and our guys stepped up to the challenge, and, they just made a few more plays than we made on that side of the football. And so, and then, the special teams part of this really is probably the thing that jumps off the stat sheet at you, right? We gave up a big return. We had a punt blocked. The field goal operation just was not good all day long. And we have to look at ourselves and figure out how do we make adjustments there. We need to get better there, right? Because at the end of the day, that was probably the difference in the game, right? We were able to capitalize a little more on the special teams or cut down on the miscues on special teams. We probably win that football game. And we talk being good in all 3 phases, and to beat a quality opponent, a contender year in, year out in our league, right? You got to be good and solid in all 3 phases. And we just weren't as good as we needed to be on special teams Saturday.
Diving deeper into special teams, 3 blocked field goals, and you also mentioned that blocked punt. Yeah. What stood out to you watching and digesting the film in terms of some of the flaws that the special teams had this past Saturday?
Well, I think the first thing that jumps off at me is, we need to be quicker in our delivery and our operation, right? We work on timing of our field goal operation and our punt operation, and there's a lot that goes into that, right? And we weren't as quick as we need to be, which gives advantages to the block operation on the defensive side, and that's what jumped off after film. We weren't as quick as we need to be. we were too slow in operation. That gave advantage to the block scheme at the time.
Now, a big picture view. We're officially halfway through the season, 6 games in. What are some of your general thoughts and takeaways now that we're officially at that midway point?
Yeah, so six games in, it's a lot to digest, right? I'll start. Let's start on the defensive side for us, and we'll kind of cover all 3 phases. We've continued to get better each week. We've matured. I'm really pleased with how we're playing and playing as a group, and that's what defense is, right? You got to play as a group mentality. 11 guys doing 11 things, getting after the football. Offensively, man, we've done so many good things this year with a rotating quarterback in the backfield because of injuries. I'm proud of all those guys who've had to play, but and we're more banged up on that side, and that showed a little bit against a really physically talented Dayton team. But with that said, I think we're an extremely explosive offense. We've showed that week in and week out. We have a lot of playmakers there, and moving forward, I feel about really good where we are. I'd like to get it healthier, to be honest. But everybody feels that way at this point. And then special teams, right? We've had some really good moments, some moments where it helped us win football games, and some moments where we're disappointed in how we played. And there's been more inconsistent in that phase than any other phase, and we'll work on that and get better as we really approach the second half of the season.
Absolutely. Now, turning the page over to Stetson, the Hatters are 2-3 coming into this matchup. Their last game against Valparaiso was canceled due to the effects of Hurricane Milton. What really jumps out to you about this Stetson team?
Well, they've had some challenging games here in the last 3 weeks, right? Where they've lined up against Harvard, and they've lined up against Furman, right? St. Thomas, who year in year out is one of the better teams in our league, and so that's been a challenge for them. But they are very familiar to most of us who've seen Stetson over the years. They're very athletic, right? There are some matchup problems athletically that we need to be aware of. They can run. They're explosive, and that's in both sides of the football. And so we're going to have to be disciplined on defense. We're going to have to tackle well in space. That would be a key. Offensively, we got to control the line of scrimmage and really get all phases of our spread option going, right? Saturday, we were able to get our inside run game going. But the rest of the phases, we couldn't consistently get going. And we've got to get all phases going Saturday, control the line of scrimmage, and that will be the key.
Absolutely. Coach, once again, thank you so much.
Thanks, Bryson.
He's Coach Scott Abel. I'm Bryson Burns saying thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of the Coach's Corner presented by Atrium Health. Make sure you tune in to the game against Stetson this Saturday. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. Pre-game coverage begins at 12:30 p.m. on the Davidson Radio Network. Thank you, everyone, for watching.